Hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. I wanted to talk for a second about what I'm seeing and what I can only call and what I've heard called the Cult of Irrationality. And what I mean by that, there's people who actually believe that if we all just take the shot, if we all just wear the mask, if we all just do everything that we're asked to do, everything will go back to normal. Everything will be fine. There will be, life will be normal again. That's an irrational thought. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. That's, after 9/11, we were asked to take our shoes off, take our belts off at the airport. And, for most people that fly and that flew before 9/11 and you flew after 9/11, you knew that it honestly does not make a difference. Now, the machine that we go through now is a little bit different, and I'm not sure if that there may be something to that. The scanning machine that we step through, but as far as removing our shoes and removing our belt, that's just for show. It's honestly for show. So, getting back to the Cult of Irrationality, there was this article or this thing on TV that was talking about how college football events, the CDC has assured us, are not super spreader events. And anybody that's sat through a college football game, you know that you're sitting literally shoulder to shoulder with 80, 85, in some stadiums 105,000 complete strangers. Well, some of them your friends, some of them but for the most part, everybody is in groups of 2, maybe 4, maybe 6, but you're all sitting literally right on top of each other. And we're to believe that these events are not super spreader events. According to the science, that's what they tell us. That's what we're supposed to believe. Irrational. Because if it actually was an airborne virus and an airborne contagion that was being spread, regardless of vaccinated, unvaccinated, one of the best ways to spread it would be at a college football game or at an NFL football game. There's a reason that's happened in movies before. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was the Batman movie, maybe it was, but there was a movie where they did something like that, where they sprayed the entire football stadium with a contagion to make people sick. But again, we're asked to believe the science that's not happening. That's not what's going on. I saw an article that was talking about a young man, I believe he was a college student in North Carolina, and the article said, mom begs college student to get vaccine, but he doesn't. He refuses, and he ended up dying from COVID. But when you go to read the article, it talks about how the young man said he was young, he was healthy, and he got COVID, got sick, but then he developed a staph infection and had the staph infection for 3 weeks. And over the course of the 3 weeks, the staph infection made its way to his brain, and he died from the staph infection in his brain. But the article said if only he had gotten vaccinated for COVID, he'd still be with us. Again, it's irrational. The cult of irrationality. People believe that the unvaccinated at Duke University, where they were like 98% vaccinated, that the 2% unvaccinated were responsible for spreading the COVID throughout the entire campus. Basically, they had a breakthrough cases all over the campus. Everybody that was there had COVID. And their response was, we've got to go after the 2% that are holding out. That's the response. The cult of irrationality, people. The cult of irrationality. So now we've got these mandates that are coming down, and we're basically asked to believe, and some of this stuff is gonna play out really weird. Anybody that follows sports, and I still follow sports, a fair amount. I mean, I check out ESPN maybe once a day just to see what the headlines are. I don't really watch the network anymore. But some of these NBA players, I believe it was Jonathan Isaac, had said, hey, I'm not getting it. I'm not going to get it. Now, he plays for the Orlando Magic, which is, he's in Florida. Florida is basically, if there was a state that was going to secede from the union here pretty soon, I would imagine Florida would be first. Maybe Texas would come right after. But there are some players, and I'm pretty sure Kyrie Irving is on this list, that play for New York. And guess what? New York is basically mandating that you get it. And we all know Kyrie. I'm pretty sure he's a flat earther. Maybe he had to recant or offer some sort of I guess concession to Neil deGrasse Tyson or something a while back. But he's not going to get it. I don't think he'll get it. I don't know. Maybe he will. But he's one that's very much, opposed to it. And I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But the flaw here is that you have these events that happen, these big celebrity events. We just had what was it, the Emmys or Oscars, whatever it was. I think it was the Emmys. This huge party of elites got together, no mask, just all hanging out. Maybe they're vaccinated, maybe they're unvaccinated. We don't know. It didn't apply to them. The cult of irrationality, people. When the elites are asking you to do things that they're not requiring themselves to do. And the thing is, they've got so many people hooked. They've got them hooked with this stuff. Like, I can't tell you, like, it really bothered me today that, I got into it with my dad. And my dad is I would classify him as a liberal. He literally said, if everybody wears the mask, if everybody gets the shot, it goes back to normal. Like, that's hard to hear from a family member, especially from my dad. I mean, maybe I could take that from a brother, but for me I literally told my dad, like, Dad, you're completely wrong on this. I love you, but you're completely wrong. You're way off on this. It's not the unvaccinated's fault. It's not our fault that people are getting COVID, that people are getting sick. That's what they want you to believe. That's what the powers that be want you to believe, that the unvaccinated are at fault here. That if only we could get to 100% vaccinated in this country, things would really go back to normal. Ask Israel how that's going. Ask them. I mean, I wonder if people realize, do people in Israel who are sitting in a hospital bed that they're filled to capacity, where they're like 98% vaccinated, are those people feeling guilty about having taken the vaccine because they're taking up a hospital bed for someone that's a heart attack patient? Is that what's happening? Because I don't know. I don't know anybody in Israel, so I don't know if that's what's happening. But it's the mindset that they pit people against each other. They pit the unvaccinated versus the vaccinated now. But again, that's the cult of irrationality. It's where people, you take a vaccine to protect yourself, to lessen the symptoms for yourself. That's your choice. That's your prerogative. But you don't go blaming the unvaccinated when you get COVID. But that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what is occurring with people. They're blaming the unvaccinated when they get COVID, or when the hospital beds are filling up and everybody's unvaccinated. But don't tell the dirty secret that hospitals are now saying, hey, if you were vaccinated over 6 months ago, you're considered unvaccinated. And I've got that confirmed from people that work in the hospital system. They're telling me that, yeah, that's the case. That's exactly what's happening. But again, the cult of irrationality. I don't know, people. I don't know. I don't see us coming back from this. I don't see us coming back as a nation. I don't see us coming back. And maybe I'm just being doom and gloom right now, but I think we're here. I think we're at the point, literally right before, the great, what is they call it, the Great Reset. I think we're right at it. I think we are ripe for it, because we're going to lose so many people in the workforce. You're going to lose so many people in the military. You're going to lose so many people in the healthcare industry. It's just, we are here. We're at our D-Day. So anyway, guys, just some food for thought. I know it's again, therapy sessions. Therapy sessions with Dolly had braces. So anyway, take care, guys. God bless.